The Dallas Mavericks have lots of issues. So following last night's loss against the Bulls, the Mavericks are officially out of the play-in. But the reason because they're out is not as simple as just losing last night's game. So in last night's must-win game against the Bulls, the Dallas Mavericks sat out 5 very crucial players. And those players included Kyrie Irving, Tim Hardaway Jr., Maxi Kleber, and Christian Wood. Now, see, the weird thing is that Friday morning they posted that all players are probable for tonight's game. And then not even 15 minutes after, they posted these 5 players are going to be out tonight. Another thing that kind of bugs me about last night's game is that Luka Doncic only played the first quarter. Now, let me tell you why that bothers me. There's no reason to why Luka should only play the first quarter. If he's going to play one quarter, let him play the fourth quarter. Last night, the Dallas Mavericks only lost by 3 points. You think Luka couldn't change those 3 points? We all know how clutch Luka is. There was no reason to only play him the first quarter. All right, if it's load management or whatever, just play him the fourth quarter. Before the Mavericks acquired Kyrie Irving, they were 29-26 on the season. It gives them an approximate 53 win percentage. So they were a bit over 500, and although it's not good, it's nowhere near as bad as it is now. Since acquiring Kyrie, the Dallas Mavericks have a 9-16 record. That is an awful 36 win percentage. In my opinion, this Kyrie trade didn't make sense since the beginning. The Dallas Mavericks gave up Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, who was arguably their second best ball handler, and one of their best offensive players, 2 second-round picks and a first-round pick. Whereas the Dallas Mavericks received Kyrie and Markieff Morris. Now look, the problem with this, we all know that as long as you have Luka on your team, your offense is going to be somewhat good no matter what. And the problem is they gave up their best perimeter defender and one of their best offensive players, and there is no way that Kyrie closes in that gap. And although they're one of the top teams in scoring, they're the first or second team in conceding points as well. And so that math just doesn't add up. And there's another problem with this Kyrie trade is that not only did they give a lot of things up for Kyrie, but there's a good chance that Kyrie just walks off this summer. See, his contract expires this offseason, and if he wants to, he can just walk away free from this team, go to sign to a team that he wants to. And that leaves the Dallas Mavericks in even a worse position than they are in now. Because if that happens, that means they gave up 2 very important players and 3 draft picks for nothing. And they will be left to try to sign a player that probably won't want to sign to a team that, although they have Luka, they have almost nothing else. I guess they have Christian Wood, a center who's mainly an offensive player. Another thing is that we've all seen how frustrated Luka has been over these last few games. He's been saying stuff as basketball's not that fun anymore. He's so frustrated. So what stops him from leaving after his contract ends? Like, of course, we want him to be like one of those players like the Steph Curry, the Dirk Nowitzki, who's played their whole career on that one team. But the problem is, as it stands right now, that's probably not likely because, Luka's a smart guy. He's not just going to stay on a team that makes horrible decisions. And going back to losing last night's game, that just baffles me because for last night's game, they were competing for the 10th spot against the OKC, and they had the same record with 2 games to go. Now, see, the OKC, for their final game, they won last night's game. That's why the Mavericks are out. The OKC's last game is against Memphis, who have a really good team. Whereas the Mavericks' last game is against the Spurs. So odds are, if they won this game, they had a great shot at winning the Spurs game, and there was a good chance that the OKC would lose to the Grizzlies. The decision-making of this whole organization, even the coach, Jason Kidd, Mark Cuban, the owner, it's just so mind-baffling because they're making bad decision on top of another bad decision on top of another bad decision. Instead, the Mavericks decided to sit out 5 of their best players, including limiting Doncic to just the first quarter. When have they made a good decision? The only good decision they've really made in the last few years was drafting Luka. and picking up Jalen Brunson. But even him, they let go. They could have had Jalen Brunson for, I forgot what it was exactly, but it was a few years for like $55 million. And now he just walked away free to the Knicks. And they've made the playoffs for the first time in how many years? And there's a shot that they go far in the playoffs. Hey guys, I just wanted to make this video. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. To just kind of give off my thoughts about this Dallas Mavericks team. And yeah, I was recording this in my car because y'all can relate. But dude, like my household is always so loud. But hey, whoever, I appreciate y'all. If y'all like this, just sub in the comments. Just write what else y'all want to see. And yeah, peace.